This is 9 News with Brett McLeod.
Good morning. We begin with a tragic workplace accident in Sydney's northwest that's claimed the life of a construction worker. Nine's Renee Henry is on the scene at Marsden Park and joins us now. Renee, can you take us through what's happened there?
Good morning, Brett. It was about 5 a.m. that emergency services were called here to this construction site at Marsden Park in Sydney's northwest. It was the owner of a nearby property who raised the alarm, saying that a truck had been abandoned. Police arrived to find that that truck, which had a crane attached to it, had struck live power lines. The engine was still running. And outside of the cabin, laying motionless on the ground, was a man. Now, experts were called in to isolate the power and allow paramedics access. Unfortunately, those paramedics couldn't revive the man. It would appear that he has been electrocuted. That will be up to police to determine. There is a large contingent of forensic officers here who remain at the scene. They will be speaking to the property owner who raised the alarm, and also taking into account it's happened on an access road to a construction site for a rather new and large housing estate, which is the developer. The developer is Stockland. They'll also take into account that it was rather foggy at 5 a.m. this morning and also very dark, which may have played a role. Workers arriving to the site this morning are also waiting anxiously to hear what went so terribly wrong. Brett.
Renee, thank you. Now to a 4-vehicle collision on Sydney's northern beaches this morning. A bus and 3 cars crashed into each other on Clyde Road in Dee Why around 9 a.m. Emergency services were called to the scene, where they found a woman trapped in her vehicle. Crews managed to rescue her and take her to hospital with minor injuries. It's unclear at this stage what led to the collision. Tony Abbott has jetted in from the East Asia Summit just in time for another turn in the world spotlight, welcoming the British Prime Minister David Cameron for his first visit to the country as leader. Live now to Kerry Axley in our Canberra bureau. And Kerry, can you take us through what's been happening?
Well, Brett, David Cameron has been welcomed to the capital in style. There was a full ceremonial welcome in the forecourt of Parliament House this morning, and I can tell you that anyone who was involved in that ceremony would have been very pleased that Canberra had not yet reached its forecast top of 35 degrees. It gets incredibly hot out there. But this is David Cameron's first visit to Canberra as Prime Minister, and it's the first time a British PM has been here since Tony Blair visited back in 2006. Now, earlier today, David Cameron was in Sydney, and Tony Abbott met him at the Intercontinental Hotel in Sydney CBD, and they went for a long walk around Circular Quay, no doubt taking in the stunning harbour in all its glory this morning on an absolutely beautiful Sydney day, seeing the Harbour Bridge for the first time. And then after that, they went to a business breakfast where Tony Abbott reflected on the relationship between
Angel.
To the national weather now, and looking ahead to tomorrow, a sunny top of 35 for the world's leaders in Brisbane. The chance of rain and some cooler temperatures in the 20s for Sydney, Canberra and Melbourne. Partly cloudy and 20 for Hobart. The showers persist in Adelaide. Sunny and 25 in the west, and another hot day with showers for Darwin. Looking ahead to Sunday, another scorcher for Brisbane, 39 degrees. Rain forecast for Sydney, Canberra and Brisbane and Melbourne rather. Showers for Hobart and Adelaide. Partly cloudy and 29 in Perth, and a showery day for Darwin. Finally to finance, and taking a quick look at the market numbers heading into lunchtime. The share market has opened the final trading day of the week slightly lower, with mixed performances from the big banks and miners. The All Ords is currently down less than a point. While in currency markets, the Australian dollar is worth 86.97 US cents, 100 Japanese yen and 55 British pence. And that's Nine's Morning News Hour.